Welcome to Professor P's STEM Lab at the Houston Public Library, and I'm Professor P. Today you will learn about a type of measurement, temperature. All you will need for this activity is a pencil and paper. This is intended for ages 10 and up. There are two different scales of temperature that we will discuss and should sound familiar, Celsius and Fahrenheit. The Celsius or centigrade scale is a temperature scale that is based on the freezing point of water at 0 degrees Celsius and the boiling point of water at 100 degrees Celsius. It was introduced by a Swedish astronomer, Anders Celsius, in 1742 AD, which is where it got its name. Now, Fahrenheit scale is a temperature scale that is based on the freezing point of water at 32 degrees Fahrenheit and boiling water at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It was introduced before the Celsius scale in 1720 AD by physicist Daniel Fahrenheit. This scale was the first standardized temperature scale to be used around the world, but was replaced by the Celsius scale after 1960, excluding the United States. So now that you know a little bit about the two scales, I'm going to give you all a few examples. When it comes to our average body temperature, in Celsius, it's 37 degrees, and in Fahrenheit, it's 98.6 degrees. So, what if you weren't feeling well? Your body temperature will rise, and when your temperature is taken by a thermometer, Fahrenheit is used. Temperature taking has become a big deal now due to COVID-19 coming into our lives. The summertime is when air conditioning is needed, so setting your thermostat to a low temperature will keep you cool. This is also set in Fahrenheit. Temperature is also used when you cook. The directions ask for you to set your oven to a certain degree, and also Fahrenheit. If you don't use the right degrees, your food won't come out right. So temperature is important while baking food. Temperature is used literally every hour of the day in many areas, places, and things. The weather forecast we see every morning tells us the temperature for the day on an hourly basis. When you go to a hotel, their jacuzzi has to be at a set temperature to keep you warm for enjoyment, right? A sauna has to make sure that the areas stay hot so people can sweat. Like I stated earlier, Fahrenheit is mostly used in the United States, but in other countries they use Celsius. So now that we've learned about the two different types of temperatures, let's learn how to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius and vice versa. Now, converting Fahrenheit into Celsius, let's use this method. We're going to take the Fahrenheit degrees, subtract it from 32, multiply by 5, and then divide by 9. And that should give you your answer. Now, the next one is take the Celsius number, divide it by 5, then multiply it by 9, and then you're going to add 32. And that should give you your answer. So, let's give it a try. I'm going to do two examples. My first example, I live in the United States, so I'm used to using Fahrenheit. Let's say Ann says it feels like 45 degrees Celsius outside. What is the weather in Fahrenheit? Let's do the math. Okay, Celsius was 45 was my problem. So, 5 divided into 45 would give me 9, because 9 times 5 is 45. Then I take the answer here, step 2, 9 times 9, because we want to multiply by 9, gives me 81. Now, step 3, we're going to take the answer here, 81 plus 32. So, 1 plus 2 is 3, 8 plus 3 is 11, and so it's 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Example number 2. Janet wants to bake some chicken at 356 degrees Fahrenheit. but our oven is set into Celsius only. What number in Celsius should the oven be set to? All right, let's work it out. Okay, so we know 356 is what the Fahrenheit number is. Then we're going to subtract it from 32. So 6 from 2 is 4. 5 from 3 is 2. Carry your 3 down, that's 324. Now we're going to take 324 and multiply it by 5. 4 times 5 is 20. We're going to carry our 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Add that 2, that's 12. Then we're going to carry the 1 over here. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 1 makes it 16. So that's 1,620. Now, we're going to take that 1,620 and divide it by 9. 9 goes into 16 one time. 16 from 9 is 7. We're going to bring down our 2. 9 goes into 72 8 times. So we're going to bring our 72 there. Now we're going to carry down the 0. 9 goes into 0 0 times. So our answer is 180 degrees Celsius. This is related to STEM in a variety of ways. The Celsius scale is commonly used in areas that use metric system units and used for all scientific purposes. Temperature is used to store, freeze food in your icebox, cook food in the oven or on top of the stove. In every building, it is needed for comfort. In science, it's used for certain solutions and even math due to the conversion formula. I thank you for attending Professor P's STEM Lab at the Houston Public Library. We'll see you soon.